Okay, welcome. Um, right. So, like I said, I just want to confirm that you guys can see and hear me in the front. Can you guys see and hear me? Is that something that's happening? Can you guys see and hear? Can we confirm that you can see my screen and you can hear me? So, like I said, we've been running through a lot of sessions. If you're just joining us, check out our YouTube channel, Zee Realty HQ. We're running through sessions weekly, and the whole aim of this session is at the end of this session, you should become a fortified, what we will call a fortified realtor, right? And today we're looking at a very important subject, right? And that's marketing starter pack for realtors. Now, this marketing I'm going to teach you is not just for realtors, by the way, right? It's generic principles. However, I'm going to tailor it down with practical examples on how to apply it in the real estate space. Are you with me? I was explaining how that I'm not teaching you theory. I'm teaching you practical, right? I mean, I think it was just last week we closed a 56 million deal. Just last week, we just tired of that deal. Are you with me? Met the guy totally online. He doesn't know me from Adam. Are you with me? And he made a 40 million deposit. So I know what I'm saying, like I know the back of my hand. Are you with me? Right? There's almost no week I do not sell a property in real estate unless I'm not in the mood. No matter how little it is, right? So it's really important that I mean, sometimes I even refuse to sell some properties. You can ask our admins here. There are people who inquire for some kind of properties, but because the commission is too small, they are going to waste my time. Right? And I also see that it's not a good fit for you. We won't sell that property. So I think I have some level of right to speak on this, teaching you exactly how to market as a realtor. Are you following me, guys? Does this make sense? So let's start. How many of us believe that marketing is equal to sales? How many of you believe that the same thing? Marketing is equal to sales. I'm super glad that you're saying, but how many of you believe that the same thing? If you believe that the same thing, you have the same thing. So yeah. So I used to think that sales and marketing were the same thing. When I was much younger, I used to say, sales and marketing department, sales and marketing department. So apologies, guys. Apparently the the what do they call them has started, and I don't know why I always does this. My screen is just popping off. Admin, please remind me next to go use Google Meet for our meetings, just so we don't have these problems. I hope you guys are not offended in me. Right? I'm so busy for human being. Right? So I'm just going to share my screen like this. Please have mercy on me. Right? Are you guys having mercy on me? So I want you to confirm. Can you see my screen? That's what I want to confirm now. Can you see my screen? Can you confirm that for me? Is it full? Are you seeing it a full screen? Is that what you're seeing? I had to move to another device. Is it a full screen? If it's a full screen, please type full so I know that. Is it a full screen? Or it's not a full screen? Okay, full screen, great. So let's move on. So I was using my my iPad before working, right? However, since we're having the issue, I'm having to use my laptop. So that means I cannot annotate on the screen, at least to the best of my knowledge now, right? So you're going to pay attention, right? Back to us, I used to think that marketing is the same thing as sales. That's what I used to think. However, I began to study and I'm privileged to not just own this company, a couple of other companies, and I began to realize that marketing is not sales, right? So I want to start by saying
In summary, all the jargons of marketing, you hear big definitions. It's very simple. Marketing is getting the product to the potential buyer's face. I just read out this definition from all the chunk of books I read. Are you with me? You want to get the product to the potential buyer's face. Are you with me? While sales is after that product has gotten to the buyer's face, the buyer must be influenced to give you something, money, whatever, in exchange for that product. So sales is a different thing. The buyer must perceive that the value you are offering him is worth more than the money in his pocket and must be ready to do an exchange. That's what we call sales. Are you with me? So it's possible to have good marketing and bad sales. It's possible to have good sales and bad marketing. Either way, you will not have money in your pocket. Are you following me, guys? So I need you guys to give me feedback as I'm talking. This helps me to know that you're following me. This is important. You hear what I just said? Good marketing and bad sales, no money. Bad marketing and good sales, no money. Are you with me? So usually in a company, it's either when we're training the team, we train the team to be able to market and sell. Or we train the marketing team separate and the sales team separate, and the sales and marketing team must sign a to have enough time and resource. So marketing is getting the product to the potential buyer's face. If you're going to deal in real estate as a realtor, you want to sell primarily amongst many things. Forget all the English that people use. You want to sell. And if you want to sell, it means you're going to be able to learn how to get what you have to sell to those that need to buy. That process in a nutshell is called marketing. There are various ways, and we're going to look at all of that, right? Online, offline, content, affiliate, referral market, everything, marketing frameworks. We're going to check through everything, marketing, and then we go to sales, and then we go to branding, and then we just keep flying on. So it's a whole lot. So marketing can take us probably another 4 to 6 weeks. Sales can take maybe first 2 months in, in 2024. And then branding is going to be a whole class on its own. Are you with me? We're going to work together. When I choose to offer value, I do it to a scary point. Are you with me? I'll beat people who are paid when I make up my mind to offer value. Right? So literally, we're going to sit down. Some of you will create logos for your for your brand. We'll show you how to design basic posters in Canva so your posters are not looking like yeah, what do you call it, masquerade festivals and all of that. Are you with me? So marketing is getting the product to the potential buyer's face. Are you with me? So in this content, it's going to be really short, like I promised. And we're going to look at just 3 things in marketing, right? So I call it the W cube of marketing. Everybody write that. The W cube of marketing. And we're going to move really fast, right? The W cube principle of marketing. Can we write that if you're following me? The W cube principle of marketing. This is the very, very foundation. Anybody who tells you marketing, just ask scientists on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Those people are just learners. Like I said, I have a right to teach you on at least real estate marketing, right? Really, really important. WQ principle of marketing. So let's start from there. Acquire Kelechi is intelligent. Review risk part 3. That's actually what I wanted to write, but for some reason I couldn't find it early enough while I was tidying up my slides. Are you with me? So moving on, let's fire on. Right. Let's ask ourselves a few questions. There are 3 W's that you have to pay attention anytime you want to start marketing. Why is that? Listen, let me ask you now. How many of you under the sound of my voice currently, if you see the poster of a cancer drug, I don't even know how they treat cancer. Thank you, Jesus. But if you see the poster of a cancer drug, how many of you will it appeal to? If it will appeal to you, type me. If it will not appeal to you, type not me. So people are feeding, they will say it won't appeal to me in Jesus' name. Just answer my question calmly. Not me. Great. Say, not me, never me. In the name of, calm down. It's just a question. Great. Now listen to me carefully. You want to ask yourself, but if I do an advert of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I know some people are anti-Apple, and that one is your business. But I mean, on a generic scale, if I do, I'm doing an iPhone 15 Pro Max, how many of you that will appeal to? Let's imagine you had the money to buy it. How many will it appeal to? Right? Or let's say I'm doing a giveaway. Hey, let's imagine I was doing a giveaway. Someone say, you, good. Are you feeling what I'm saying? So that shows us, but are you aware that if somebody is a cancer patient on the deathbed, a product for a cancer miracle will appeal to the person more than an iPhone 15 Pro Max, because the person is in his or her deathbed and doesn't even know if he or she will be alive to use the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So first they have to solve the cancer. So the first thing I want you to have in your head is that every product does not serve everybody. Let's put it like that. I want you to type it. That's why I want to start. Every product does not serve everybody. That's the where I want to start from. So, listen, you can have a product. That is serving multiple classes, but every product doesn't serve everybody. It doesn't. It doesn't. Now, it doesn't serve everybody. I wish I could write for many reasons. For the basest of reasons, number one, they don't need it. Let's even start from there. Are you with me? They don't need it. So imagine you now, you are selling a car, Toyota Camry, and you're going to advertise to Dangote, or you're going to advertise to the president. Probably forever in his life, he will never buy it. I hear what I'm saying, Toyota Camry or Corolla. So your advert is never going to convert to sales. Your market is going to be restored because you are talking to the wrong person. Now imagine a guy who's unmarried, right? And I mean, doesn't do anything with it, doesn't need anything with it, and you're trying to sell sanitary parts to the guy. Forever, the guy probably will not need it. Now that's why I said who is unmarried and doesn't need it, because I mean, if he's married, he probably can't buy for his wife. Are you feeling what I'm saying? So a product can become a bad product because you are talking to the wrong person. A product can become a bad product. A good product in a bad place will become a bad product simply because you're talking to the wrong person. So one of the core things you have to define is who you are serving. When we started Zee Realty as a company, in case you don't know, the word Z, Z-E, is actually coined from Gen Z. We wanted to register the company at Z, just Zee Realty. But first of all, we couldn't register it, and then Z gave it a more funky vibe. Are you with me? Now, because we are talking to those set of people in real estate, how many of you have gone to our page on Instagram? How many of you have gone to our page on Instagram at 0 to HQ? I mean, through our page on the tribe. If you've gone to our page on Instagram, you will see the way our messaging is crafted to suit a particular kind of people. Are you guys following me? Come on, I'm not saying response. Are you guys with me? How many of you are hearing what I'm saying? How many of you saw our last post? For God's sake, our last post was Marvel, DC, because the people who we are talking to, those are the things you're interested in. Some of your parents will go to our page now and they will think we are playing. What? Even look at the way my slides are designed. Well, what we're going to talk about branding. That level of detail is important because we know who we are serving. If old people buy from us, congratulations. I mean, once in a while we have that, but the people we are targeting is young people. There's an age bracket we're paying attention to. Are you with me? Anybody within his late 18 all the way to before he marries. That's actually how we define it jokingly seriously. Before he marries, our target audience. So who are you serving? You must be able to find who you're serving. And why this is important is because your messaging has to be their needs. Should I say that again? Your messaging has to be their needs. Oh my goodness. We're going to talk about this in sales. This is important. Your messaging has to be their needs. So imagine, and we call that profiling. We're going to do all of that, and we'll have a lot of work to do. Imagine somebody is walking to you, right? Are you with me? Somebody is gasping for breath. Let's say he's gasping for breath, is an asthmatic patient. And the guy just comes to your shop. Maybe something happened. And you can see him gasping for breath. And you ask, do you need an inhaler? What's going to be his response? His response is going to be what? Yes. Because what he needs is what we are saying. And the reason we can find what to say, which is what he or she needs, is because we have scanned the person within a split second. This person is gasping for breath. This is a need for this person. Are you guys following me? Is what I'm saying making sense? Does that make sense, guys? Come on, talk to me. This is important. So look at, in the same vein, we look at the young generation, right? And then when we created the company, we say, okay, we want to create a company, Zee Realty. What is the problem of the younger generation? Amongst many things, they do not have money. Amongst many things, they don't know where to start from. If you check our messaging, you see something like ready to get started with your first investment, because they don't have any investment. If I'm talking to a larger crowd, somebody 60, 70, that will not be in my messaging. Are you with me? If you check our page and you even check the range of price of properties we are posting, there's a range. The properties, I just told you somebody just bought a 56 million property. The average person doesn't have that. So when we're looking for properties, we're scanning for properties within a range. Are you with me? Even how we talk to them. If you want to buy property from us, the way we onboard you is different. You go through a profiling, you go through a Google. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Simply because we have scanned you. Are you with me? So your need is our messaging. Are you with me? And so if you are not able to find who you are serving, you are not able to find their need. What you find out is that your messaging will be generic and your messaging will be random. And he who talks to everybody is talking to nobody in business. Did you hear what I just said? He who talks to everybody in business talks to nobody. Does that make sense? So the first principle, you have to sit down. Who am I serving? Are you with me? Number two is, what do they need? So I've emphasized on this, but like I said, when you find who you're serving, you're going to find what they need. For example, Zee Realty, a chunk of Zee Realty's inclination is towards investment or property as an investment, not property to live in, because a major chunk of the people we are talking to are not moving out of their father's house anytime soon. Are you guys moving? No. Are you with me? So if anybody is buying a property, usually in this age range, they are not buying it to live. They are buying it to invest. Can you see that? And so it means bulk of what we are showing to them are places that have the ability to give them high ROI. And that formed one of the things I say. I help you gain the highest ROI with the least risk possible, using real estate as the wealth vehicle. Can you see that? My messaging is your need. Bulk of these people have money and they need to invest. So you need to determine what they will need. Now, listen, I wrote something here which is very important. Expertise. Are you aware that some people do not know what they need? One of these days back then, I went to a doctor, I think it was last year, and I sat down with the doctor, and the doctor said Google is taking their job, that the only thing left for them is consultancy. So they charge a lot for it. Why? Because if you say I have, and you put the disease name in Google, how many of you know that Google can literally tell you exactly what you need to buy to be well? But how to get how to diagnose and get the disease that is wrong with you is what doctors can't still do. Are you guys following what I'm saying? Is this making sense to you? So doctors charge a lot for consultation, because you can go and put your symptoms there. Google will just speculate various things. It can be this, it can be that, it can be this, it can be that. However, the doctor is able to tell you this is what is wrong with you, or maybe he runs tests. Are you following me? Right? So are you aware that some people do not know what they need? That's why you will go to a doctor to find out what is wrong with you, because you cannot find what is wrong with you. So sometimes what people are even trying to buy is not what they need. Are you guys following what I'm saying? Sometimes what They will come and meet you. I need something. But as an expert, your job amongst many things is the ability to redirect them, right? And find out what they truly need. Just like a child, right? A child wants to eat ice cream, wants to eat everything that is not healthy in the long run, but then the parents have to sometimes put in some diet because the parents know that the child needs this. So a lot of people do not even know what they need. Like this guy who came to me, this guy who we closed his deal, I think it was last week or early this week. But he came to me, he told me he has about 40M and he doesn't know what he said. I can't forget this question. I wish I recorded that conversation. Say you are the expert, Bolu. Right? Anything you tell me to do, I'm going to do with this money. Can you imagine? I said, okay, right. And then I asked, what do you have? 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 By the time we scanned what he had, listen, and this is why you must be honest as somebody who is working as a Realtor. I found out that the place he was going to invest in before, right? Whatever commission they were going to pay me was 5 times. Are you hearing me? How many times, guys? 5 times what they were going to pay me now that I invested in this other place. So I divided my commission by 5. However, the profit that he was going to make was almost times 5 also. So some days you have to do that sacrifice. For the sake of the investment of your clients, you will get to a company that pays lower commission. Are you with me? So I found out what he needs. I said no. Because he had invested a lot in residential. And that's why I taught you about property portfolio diversification. I said no, we need to get you a commercial property. And we got him a clean mall. Some of you that live in Lagos, how many of you know Admiralty Way? How many of you know that type of Admiralty? Amazing place. Got him a clean mall. The rent in that mall is paying about 7 to 10 million per year. Isn't that good money? 10 million per year. Right? Are you following me? Right? He just, spoke to me. I think it was like he said, I have a house now. He just finished buying a house. He wants to know what to do with the house. That's expertise again. I strategically found the optimal use. That's why I say I help you gain the highest ROI. That's my job. To sit down and do my mathematics, do my permutation, study my data to help you get that. So you have to be able to get what you need. Let me tell you, this is how people know expertise. The guy brought his lawyer, his external lawyer. Are you with me? We're having conversations. I said, no, you don't need this. You don't need, and that's why I taught you in all the documents. You don't need the deed of assignment for this. The guy was asking me, I said, you need your survey plan, you need your this, you need your contract of sales. Okay, it needs to be sealed, it needs to be that. Now they're talking, say, okay, what's that one? So you need to find out what they need. When you are able to show people what they need, even when they do not know that they need it, you have proven that you are an expert. When you prove you are an expert, they have trust in you. When they have trust in you, they will buy from you. Does that make sense, guys? You always have to position yourself as an expert. I said it's going to be a short class. And the last thing in the WQ formula is where. How many of you know that there's what we call, listen, oh my goodness, I wish I could write. It is one thing for us to find, okay, let me even ask you. You know that, let me even back up a bit. If you go to churches, how many of you know that the average demography varies in different churches? How many of you know that? So there are certain churches you go to, the average person there is an old person, right? And the songs they will sing there, probably songs that appeal to them. If you are in this part of the country, you hear songs like Yoruba songs, and if you're in Lagos, are you with me? And there are certain churches you go to, young churches, are you with me? You find out that everything is coined around them. So listen to me carefully. When you find who and what they need, you want to be saying, talking to those people. So the next question is, where are these people? Let me give you an example. The way this company is from Zee Realty is targeted towards young people. Are you with me? So whenever we want to market, whenever, let's say, we want to sponsor a show, we're going to ask ourselves, where are there young people? We can't go and sponsor a show of 50 years. No. Are you with me? So we go to universities. We go to gatherings, tribes, cannibals. Because why? I say cannibals, sorry. That is where they are. So you want to ask yourself, where are my target audience? Where are they concentrated? Can you mark out those places? Now, notice I said physically and digitally, because where they are, what do you call them? Where they are concentrated physically, for example, like I said, universities for young people, right? Carnivals. But where they are located digitally is also different. How many of you know that the older generation, they interface more with Facebook, while the younger generation, you see them on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok? One day, a guy messaged me, said his father saw my video on TikTok. I said, "What's your father doing on TikTok?" He has questions to answer. Are you with me, guys? So if you are targeting the older generation, you already know that your strong base cannot be TikTok. How many parents are on TikTok? Does that make sense? Right? So if you check Zee Realty now, Zee Realty is on Instagram, they're on TikTok, they're on YouTube, they're on LinkedIn. Those are the places where our people are. Are you with me? So or else, just imagine you're trying to you're trying to sell. How can I even get this now? Let me see if I can find a good example. Right, you have a good product, right? Yeah, you have this times table book, 1 times 1, 2 times 2. You know those books. How many of you bought those books when you were small? All those tips to hear to understand what they call them, times table when you were much smaller. Are you with me? How many of you know that? Now, those books, imagine you are trying to sell it to, and you are going to an elders meeting, 70, 80 years old. It's a waste of time. Does that make sense? Amongst many things, because those people, they don't need times table book. But if you go to the PTA meeting of a primary school, your chances of selling are higher. Are you with me? When you speak to the right crowd, you increase your chances. Are you with me? When you speak to the right crowd, you increase your chances. So that's where I'm going to end today because of time. Did you guys receive value? Right? So 3 things you want to define. Who am I going to be serving? What am I going to be serving? Where are these people? Does that make sense, guys? Did you guys receive any value from today? I want you to start with that. So, like I said, we're going to be taking this session short, so we can have batters, so you can remember and think of it. Does that make sense, guys? Answer those questions. Start from there. Sit down. Go and check around. Where are these people? Does that make sense? And I'll see you guys in the next edition, right? These are my contact points. You can talk to me, send me a DM on WhatsApp or Instagram at Zee Realty HQ. Right, so beyond that, do we have any questions? I'll take 1 or 2 questions, and then we'll call this session. And then we'll call it up. So any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so I'm just waiting. How do you get your targeted audience? So it's something you have to sit down and make up your mind. We're going to talk about that going on. So you have to make up your mind. Okay, I want to save. And one of the ways to get your targeted audience is, or let's not. There's something we call audience upgrade. So it's a personal decision. How many of you know Sujimoto? Sujimoto? Sujimoto. Let me type it. How many of you have heard of that brand before? Sujimoto. Sorry, Sujimoto. Sujimoto. Sujimoto, sorry. How many of you have heard of that brand before? No. Yes. You find that those guys do luxury, right? If those guys are doing luxury, who they are talking to is not who you are talking to already. So they made up their mind those are the guys they want to serve. So I came back from I flew in at some point in time, and I got to the airport, and that's why I saw Sujimoto. Well, that's where they're advertising. So they're not even doing serious advertisement on this thing, right? However, they're advertising at the strategic place where people who probably will have luxury are. Are you with me? So the core thing is you make a decision first of all. I want to serve this set of people, and like I said, it's not like I can't serve any other person, but I want to be concentrated here, right? And one of the ways to do that is to ask yourself, looking around me. Although it's not always like that, but you want to ask, looking around me, who are the people around me? Because usually your marketing will start from there. Who are the people around me? Are you with me? Sometimes you make up your mind that the people around you are not the people you want to, are not your target audience. Then you're going to have to do the work. Because imagine you want to sell a Sujimoto product. Some of you don't know Sujimoto. Search it out. Sujimoto's house is Lucrezia in Banana Island. It's currently going for $1 million. One flat, not the whole building, a flat. Are you with me? A flat. That's about 1 billion. A flat, though. I think it's 3 or 4 bedroom, 5 or 6. Can't remember. Right? Are you with me? So that means we are now going to have to do audience upgrade. We're going to talk about that soon. That means you have to start going to the places and interfacing with people to change your audience, right? So you can sell. But like I said, your target audience, you sit down, scan things, and then you make a decision. Once you make a decision, we can now begin to cultivate things to optimize it. Does that make sense? I think that's an amazing class that we had today. Short, sharp, and straight to the point. I'm going to see you guys next week, Thursday. Have an amazing day, everybody.